Hello, gorgeous. Welcome to HG Radio, everything beauty, cancer, and inspiration. Here is your co-founder and host, Kim Becker.
Hello, gorgeous, and thank you for joining us today. I'm your host, Kim Becker, and this is Hello, Gorgeous, everything beauty, cancer, and inspiration on Society Bites Radio, social interaction for the mind and soul. Our guest today is Lisa from My Happy Haven. When Lisa and Deidra first introduced to each other, the topic quickly became about a desire to help women and children. Both women had a healthcare background, both married physicians, and both women wanting to make a real difference in the lives of others. In 2012, My Happy Place was created, a nonprofit 501c3 offering bedroom makeovers to sick children. In 2016, it was time to add the other half of the question into the scheme of things, and My Happy Haven was born. My Happy Haven offers bedroom makeovers to women with cancer. Cancer affects us all, and we all know of a friend or close family member living with a cancer diagnosis. With the cancer diagnosis comes fear and the uncertainty of what the future will bring. Lisa, having been diagnosed with breast cancer herself in 2014, also lost both of her parents to cancer. Believing that there's good that can come from every bad outcome, Lisa used her cancer experience as a catalyst to create My Happy Haven and to help women on their cancer journey. Hi, Lisa, and welcome to the show.
Well, hello, gorgeous yourself, and thank you for having me. It's an honor.
Oh, I am so excited to have you on and to share your mission with our listeners. I absolutely love what you do. So tell me a little bit more. We kind of touched just the tip of the iceberg here when I introduced you in My Happy Haven. So tell me more about Happy Haven and how it came about.
Well, how it came about, like you said, it all started with My Happy Place and a partner and I sharing the same dream of wanting to help women and children. And when we decided it was time to add that other end of the equation, the women, it's funny. I knew what the name was going to be before we even said we're doing this. When I called Deidra and said, okay, it's time. My Happy Place is successful. It's time to add the women. I already know what it's called. And I told her and she goes, it's perfect. Let's do it. And so we've been doing that for a couple of years now. We have actually a reveal coming up next weekend. So we've been busy with that. And I tell you, Kim, it's just one of the most fulfilling endeavors of my life. And so what we're trying to do now is we have spent the last year working on legalities, attorneys and bankers and all the legal stuff so that we can now try to expand and we can start to form My Happy Havens in other communities. So that's kind of our focus now. This shouldn't just be a local thing. And, I've heard of other organizations that do the bedroom makeovers for sick kids, but I know of none that do bedroom makeovers for women with cancer. So I think it's a real niche. And, we just want to see it grow. We want to see as many women be able to have this experience as possible.
Well, and I love that. And, I had the opportunity, actually, Trisha and I had driven up to Chicago. You girls flew in.
Mm-hmm.
I remember our drive was easier than your flight. I remember that day. You guys had a heck of a flight getting up there.
I'm never going to Deidra back on
that. You're right. You won't. And so, because you guys are located in Iowa, correct?
Correct. We're in Mason City, Iowa, which is kind of the northern part of Iowa.
Okay, and so you guys had flown into Chicago, and we drove up to Chicago, and we had an opportunity just to sit, and that was the first time that I had ever met you and heard about this amazing organization that you've started, and I love it. And so, and it was interesting to me, and I wanted to ask the question is, why do you believe that a bedroom makeover helps women facing a cancer diagnosis?
Well, where do we all go when we don't feel good? We go to our bedroom. When we just want to escape from the world, where do we retreat to? We go to our bedroom. And I just feel, and I know Deidra agrees, and kind of lost my train of thought there. When a woman, especially one who is going through all that cancer entails and experiencing the negative side effects of some of those treatments, how can it not be healing to be able to walk into this beautiful bedroom that encompasses their favorite colors and their personal items? That's healing. That's healing in itself. I mean, we all know that we need modern medicine. I personally believe a nice mixture of Western medicine mixed with Eastern medicine. But to me, it's at a soulful level. And when a woman can wake up surrounded by beauty, how can she not help but feel better? So that's what we do. And, we feel it's a domino effect. If the woman feels better, the husband feels better, the family feels better. So it's not like you never encounter a hurdle when you do a bedroom. But I tell you what, every time we do a bedroom reveal, I can't wait to get the next one. I'm waiting for the next application. So, talking too about expanding, it's not even as much as all the women we can help. I want to be able to enable people like myself, like Deidra, who just have the passion to want to help people. I want to be able to offer them that experience, because we all know it's a lot more fun giving than it is getting. And
That's right.
You're giving these women a gift of a lifetime.
Well, and what I love, the day that we got to sit down and meet, what I loved about your program, and I want you to share a little bit more, because I've got a part of it, but it is a nomination process, right? They have to apply for this, and then when you call them and let them know that they're chosen, they're involved in the process of this, right? Because don't they? My understanding is they help pick out paint colors, and they help pick out some of the things, which is a wonderful distraction from what they're going through.
Oh, absolutely. And I tell you what, when we get to make that phone call because we received an application, and a lot of times, it may be a family member. It might just be a friend who nominates them. But when we get to make that phone call, that sometimes is as much fun as the whole thing, because I can't tell you how many times we've heard from a woman, do you know how nice it is to finally get good news? And I mean, how many times I just get, a pang in my heart, and what a gift that is in itself. And so when we get a call to women and we share that good news, but we set up what we call the home visit. And at that time, we go into her home. We get the opportunity to meet her, maybe her husband, kids, if they're around. And yeah, we kind of just ask them, what do you like? What don't you like? What would be your dream bedroom? Which most of the time what we hear is, are you kidding? I never in a million years thought I'd even be able to think of what my dream bedroom would be. What would make you sleep more comfortable? We have gone into women's homes where you can't believe the condition of the mattress they sleep on. I remember one woman, her mattress was actually just on the floor. It didn't even have a box spring. It didn't have a frame. So you can imagine when they get a beautiful bed set with a comfortable mattress and new sheets, new bedding, what a gift that is. So yeah, they're involved. We don't let their involvement carry on too far. Like we might say, look at Pinterest. Throw us some pictures up front of what you like. And from there, we get a pretty good idea, because I tell you what, we go shopping pretty darn quickly. So if she starts sending us pictures, a week or 2 weeks down the line, it's like, it may be too late. But no, I mean, we would certainly never want a woman to walk in and think, oh, how did they pick this color? Or why did they do that? So we absolutely tailor it to her needs, her desires. And it's magical. It's I remember the one woman, she walked in and she just kept exclaiming, this isn't the same room. This is the same room. This is like something out of a magazine. Where am I? And I tell you, you don't get any better thanks than that. You know, you've kind of scored when you hear that.
So walk us through, like, how does the process work, and then what does a bedroom makeover involve? Like, what all do you guys do? Like, is it just the bedding and the paint? Do you put new flooring in? Explain all of that.
It's pretty much everything. Once we get going, you know, we've met the woman, we go into her bedroom, we take measurements, take lots of pictures. Then we find a designer, and whether it's myself or somebody on our board or just is a volunteer for our organization, we give them a money card, which is loaded with what our budget is. And I tell you what, if it weren't for, like, we have a wonderful mom and pop furniture store here in Mason City, Furniture Mattress Outlet. They sell us furniture at cost. Oh. And, you know, that's one of your biggest expenses. So when you can get furniture at cost, and just this past week, our local Sherwin-Williams has decided they are going to give us one heck of a deal on paint. In fact, I'm going to consider them our first corporate sponsor because they are also extending that to our affiliates we have in South Dakota and Colorado. So if the carpet's doable, we might just put a big throw rug on it. We have a gentleman here locally who donates carpet, who will put it in for free. So they're getting paint, they're getting new carpet, basically top to bottom. New ceiling fan if they want a new ceiling fan. So we always tell them, you know, things that are in the room that you definitely want to stay, let us know, and kind of put those off to the side when they clean out the room. Sometimes maybe the things that they want back in the room are not aesthetically pleasing to what our decor idea, but like we always tell them, this is your room. We want it as pretty, as aesthetically pleasing as possible, but when we walk away, it's your room. You are free to do whatever you want with it. So yeah, they get all the pretty things that make a room what it is. And we can do that on a pretty low budget just because of the support that we get from the community.
And that's huge.
Amazing.
And the other thing, just like what you said too, people want to help and sometimes they don't know how. So by you bringing this to your community and then inviting the community to be a part of it, everybody gets to stand back and smile, that's what you want. It's not just about you, it's about all of them as well.
You know, the woman I was talking about that walked in and said, you know, this isn't the same room. This is like something out of a magazine. I remember when we were waiting for her to come to the reveal, and we always tell them, don't come more than 5 minutes because a lot of the time we're doing last minute things. And the people just kept coming, you know, her friends, her neighbors. And I kid you not, there were probably 35, 40 people in her small living room waiting. And she was one of the first bedroom makeovers we had done. And I remember when she came and she was so blown away by all the people. I kept thinking, we got to get going, you know? And then all of a sudden it was like I got hit over the head with a 2x4 and said, no, we don't. She was seeing people that she hadn't seen for a long time. And she was just coming back from Iowa City, where she'd been down there almost a week doing the gamma knife radiation to her brain. And when I stopped to realize, there was even one of her friends that came up from Arkansas, that it was so important, you know, face it, it's hard for any of us to go see somebody that you know is going to be of the earth a short amount of time. But when you offer something like this, it gives them an opportunity. It makes it a lot easier to go tell them, hi, and I care about you. And I mean, that to me, that was remarkable. And then later we heard her say, you took my mind off the cancer. And I remember